What's up, everybody? We are back with yet another review. Today we are talking about the new horror game REANIMAL. REANIMAL is from the original creators of Little Nightmares 1 and 2. They did not create Little Nightmares 3. I'll link my Little Nightmares 3 review down below, though. But they went off on their own. I don't remember if they were let go or if they just went off on their own, and they created REANIMAL, the kind of spiritual successor to the first Little Nightmares games. Disclaimer alert, I did not play the first two Little Nightmares. I might have to go back and play them now, but I got into Little Nightmares 3 and REANIMAL because me and my fiance are always looking for co-op games to play, and co-op horror, we can do it together. She loves horror movies, likes horror games, and so we played REANIMAL. If you're not familiar with the Little Nightmare series, and you're not familiar with REANIMAL, you're two kids going through a terrifying, creepy world. That's essentially it. Little Nightmares, at least the third one, was dreams. This one's real world. But it's a creepy game. Got to puzzle solve your way through levels, essentially. Really just trying to figure out how to advance the next area. I don't know if I would necessarily say that there's puzzles, because there's not necessarily designed puzzles. But it's just a horror adventure game. It's a pretty short one, but that's how all the games are. And that's kind of the gist of it. It's creepy. It's horror. You can do it co-op. You can do it solo. That's about the gist of it. There's not a lot of pros and so-sos and cons like I normally have. It's a pretty short review for a pretty short game that's pretty simple. Before we get into those, link down below. I'll link my playthrough for REANIMAL. That's over on my single-player channel, but I also have my Twitch if you want to come watch me play new games. My staples of Apex or COD, but we check out new games, multiplayer and single player, and then Apex, Warzone to fill in the gaps. Sundays we do single player Sundays. Also linked down below is my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and social single player channel. All linked down below. And if you're into cars, I have my Instagram, TikTok, and car YouTube channel. If you want to support me here, there, or anywhere, it of course is always appreciated. But let's run through these cons, the so-sos, and the pros. So a con I have, it's the same thing I had with Little Nightmares 3, is there's some narrative there, but it's so hard to really figure out. This one was a little easier to figure out. I won't spoil it, but I can figure out the main overarching story, but the details, the meaning behind the story, really hard to figure out. You know, maybe I just need to up my media literacy, but I found with this and Little Nightmares 3, I get the gist of things, but I don't get the full picture. And, you know, that's part of the charm of these games for some people. For me, I like to at least understand the full narrative. Did not happen here. So that's the cons. The so-sos, I have the length. For most games, the length would be a con for me, because this game took me and my fiance just over 4 hours. But that's kind of what you expect from these games. Little Nightmares 3 was 5-6 hours. A lot of people run through this game in 5 to 7 hours. Like I say in reviews all the time, I like a minimum of 6, but really my goal for games is 8 or more. Now you can explore more, and this will probably take you 9 hours. We found about half of the masks that you can find, and a good amount of the concept art that you can find, which are the only 2 collectibles. And it felt like we explored a lot of places, but I guess we missed a lot as well. But it's a pretty short game. Took us just over 4 hours, and we still collected a good amount of the collectibles in the game. And so the length is a bit of a problem for me. For the pros, not only does this have co-op and a friend's pass, which is a pro in and of itself, but there's also couch co-op, which we have kind of lost the art of sitting next to the people you're gaming. Growing up, if it was a co-op game, you could play on the couch. If it was COD or Halo or shooter games, you could play split-screen multiplayer. We've lost the art of sitting next to the people you're playing with. Now, me and my fiance didn't take advantage of this. We played on PCs with a wall in between us, but it's more because I stream. She doesn't want to be on stream. If I didn't stream, we'd probably have PCs next to each other. But couch co-op, it's a lost thing in co-op games. Couch gaming in general with people, if you're not playing on Switch, has pretty much been lost. And so I always like to see when couch co-op is introduced. The next I have, and this is going to go the next 2 together, but we'll talk about them individually. First of all, the music. Very good horror music. Sets the environment, sets the tone. The music in this game was just really good. And, you know, when I'm talking to my fiance and joking around with her, I'm less, like, immersed in it. But this music would help you very immersive. If you're playing by yourself, play in the dark, put on a headset or put in IEMs, turn the volume all the way up, and just let it consume you. I thought the music was good, and in the moments it fit perfectly. And then next we have graphics and environment. The graphics, I only played Little Nightmares 3. Like I said, I haven't played the first two. Spiritual Success of the first two. I've seen clips of it. This is a step up from all of the Little Nightmares series. Environmental graphics, character graphics, I thought the details and everything looked very good, and that helped create the spooky environment, this dark world. There were some parts where there was a pop of color, and that's obviously to like lull you into relaxing a little bit before you get scared again, so you can get extra scared. But the dark, spooky, creepy environment was really well done. The scary creatures and people of the world, very creepy, very scary. And it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not another world of graphics compared to the Little Nightmares games, but it was definitely a step up. And so that was good. Another one I had, I don't even know if I want to put this in pros or so-sos, because it doesn't really fit the game as you would expect, but it fits what I want, but it doesn't necessarily fit the style of the games. There was actual voice lines in this game, not just being able to whisper, "Hey," to the other player. Like, there was actually, and this helps with the narrative some, although not really, there was some actual talking in the game. And, you know, Little Nightmares 3, fun, didn't feel like I needed talking, but I always enjoy when there's a little bit of dialogue in the game, and so having a little bit of dialogue was nice. But that's really all I have for the pros, the so-sos, and the cons. It's a very simple game. It's meant to be a simple game, and it's not a super long game, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. I didn't even put performance on here, but my fiance, she has a 9800 X3D and my old 3080, and she was getting mid 100s on like high graphics settings. I was recording, streaming, and I have a 5070 and a 9800 X3D, and I was getting, mine was like locked at 6, sometimes it goes 61. I probably being more than that, but I was streaming and recording, and I got no frame drops, no bugs, no nothing graphics wise. It crashed twice for her, but it didn't crash at all for me. So from my experience, the performance was fine. It was like what you expect. So the performance wasn't mind blowing, so I didn't really put it on pros. It wasn't bad for me, so I didn't put it on cons, and it wasn't so-so. It was just kind of what you expect. So the game performed well as well. But yeah, that's really all I have. Overall, I enjoyed my time. It helps that I'm playing with my fiance, but I still think I would enjoy the game by myself. But, of course, gaming with your significant other is always a good time. So, overall, I enjoyed it. Like I said, if I was playing in the dark with my headset turned up for my first playthrough, I might have gotten jump scared. I had one kind of jump scare where I didn't exclaim. I didn't, like, physically jump, but you feel that, like, stomach drop feeling. And, you know, that's hard to do while you're gaming and laughing with somebody else. And so I thought that the horror aspects were good. It's not full of jump scares. It's more of a creepy, nightmarish horror than it is jump scares or murderers, of course. And sometimes that's just really enjoyable. There's a lot of different ways to do horror, and I think the Little Nightmares series and this game do it very, very well. I personally enjoyed it a little more than Little Nightmares 3, and I don't remember what I gave for a score for that game at the time. But, you know, changes, taste, and evolve. All in all, I would give this an 8 out of 10. It's really good for this. It's an 8 out of 10 with the context of what you expect a Little Nightmares-ish game to be. I give it an 8 out of 10 for just a game overall, because it's short and because there's not clear narrative and it's so simple. You could easily argue like a 6.5, a 7. But you know, 7.5, 8 is about where I'm feeling with this game. I would lean more into the 8 than the 7.5. I thought it was a very enjoyable time. I thought it was exactly what you're looking for in a game like this. I don't know how you get a game like this to a 10. Maybe it's just my personal taste. Maybe you make it a little longer. For me, maybe make the narrative just a little bit more obvious. I don't mind having to figure things out for myself. But all in all, I did really enjoy the game. I would definitely recommend it if you're into this type of game, especially if you have somebody to play with, because gaming with other people is always more fun, in my opinion. But that's my review on REANIMAL. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you like game reviews or Apex or Warzone content. That's what we do here, and you want to see that first, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. And let me know in the comments down below what you think of my review or you think of REANIMAL. Let me know everything in the comments down below, and thank you again so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.
Hold on, I'll too.
Press R1. There you go.
I love the graphics.